Okay, let's do this. Yeah. So I think I need to switch on the environment. I can't see properly. So yes, good afternoon. It's a Wednesday direct talk with Kalyalya, and yeah, let me remove that that volume. Direct talk with Kalyalya. I want to handle the issue of Denny Kalyalya. That is the issue that I want to discuss today. Now, of course, many people have expressed their views. They have expressed their opinions. We have speculated. I just want to give my point of view, okay? First of all, before we go into discussing why was Denny Kalyalya fired, I think we first have to understand what is the job of the bank governor. If we understand that, then we can come and reasonably discuss the possible reasons why President Edgar Lungu had to relieve Denny Kalyalya and brought in Christopher Mvunga. It is important that we understand the role of a bank governor so that we can speculate, because President Edgar Lungu has not told anyone why he has fired Denny Kalyalya. He hasn't told anyone. So we need, let's try to to look at this issue and see the possible reasons why Denny Kalyalya was fired. The first thing is that I want also to put a disclaimer that in my explanation, I am a layman. I am not an economist. So I will explain things as I understand them as a layman. So the Bank of Zambia, first of all, for us to understand the role of the duties of a bank governor, we have to understand what the institution does. The central bank in any country has mainly three roles. The central bank in any country has mainly three roles. And this is number one, to issue monetary policies, okay, to issue monetary policies. Now, when you talk about monetary policies, it's basically like the interest rates. The interest rates. The central bank is the only institution that gives us the interest rates to say, okay, when you go and borrow money, the interest that you're supposed to pay is so much. So the issue of interest rates is given by the central bank. That is the number one role. And the other thing that the central bank does is to ensure that they look at the inflation. Okay, inflation. How is inflation performing in a country? Okay, they are the ones that control inflation in the country. Now, when you're talking about inflation in a country, you are basically talking about the rate at which prices are rising. Okay, inflation is basically the rate at which prices are rising. Okay, for example, bread this month can be 10 kwacha. Okay, bread this month can be 10 kwacha. And along the way, this bread increases to, let's say, 11 kwacha. The inflation will come and say inflation has increased. Inflation has increased by 1%. Okay, because if it is 10 kwacha, which is 10% anyway. If it is 10 kwacha and it becomes 1 kwacha, it means it has increased by 10%. So inflation in that month will be like 10%. So I hope you are getting my point. You are getting my explanation. Inflation is simply the rate at which prices are going up. That is the inflation rate. And the Bank of Zambia has that responsibility to look at how inflation is performing in the country. That is the second reason. The third reason is the third function of the central bank is to ensure that, to supervise banks, basically. the central bank supervises the financial institutions in a country. All these banks are supervised by the Bank of Zambia. They are supervised by the Bank of Zambia to ensure that, for example, that they have enough money for them to run. Because for you to open a bank, for example, you must have a certain amount of money, okay? Because you can go there and say, no, I've opened a bank, and yet you don't have money. Then people bring in their money, you use that money, you run away. You would have defrauded the citizens. So the Bank of Zambia makes sure that all the banks they have the money, they have the liquidity for them to do the business, and they also make sure that the banks, are serving their clients with due diligence. The banks are serving their clients with due diligence, and they are not engaging in some dubious financial activities. The Bank of Zambia is always on the look. So these are the three main functions of the Bank of Zambia. Number one, issuing monetary policy. Number two, checking on the inflation. Number three, looking on the different financial institutions in the country. These are the main functions of the central bank. Now, when these three functions, they're somehow interrelated in a way. They're somehow interrelated. For example, how does the bank decide what interest rate to put? How do they decide? They look at the money in circulation. If there is too much money, people have a lot of money. If people have a lot of money, what happens in a country? Inflation goes high. Because imagine if all of us, we have money. Whoever, this one wants to buy, this one, we all want to buy, we want to buy. And as we want to buy, because we all have money, what will happen is that the demand will go high. And when the demand goes high, definitely inflation also comes in. Inflation also comes in. So the Bank of Zambia, they come up with interest rates. When they say that there is too much money, you find that the Bank of Zambia will increase the interest rate, meaning the rate at which you access the money. For you to access money, they increase that rate, meaning the money in circulation reduces because you'll be scared to borrow. You'll be scared to borrow. If I borrow, interest rate 30%, that's too much, So they will increase the monetary policy. And as they increase the monetary policy, the money in circulation is reduced. And when the money is reduced, we are not able to buy so many things. And as we are able not to buy so many things, inflation goes down. You see, that is how they play around. They juggle this, the monetary policy and the inflation rate. They monitor these things. How is it going there? How is it going there? The duty of a central bank is to make sure that there isn't too much money in the country. There is money in the country, but not too much again. There is money in the country, but not too much. That is the duty of the central bank. Now, what about the banks? Also with the banks, they sometimes the central bank sucks the money in the economy using the banks. How do they do that? They increase the balance, the book balance for the banks. You see, all financial institutions, they bank with the Bank of Zambia. The banks, not all financial institutions, because there's these, not these to my macro finance and whatever. I'm talking about the registered banks. They bank with the Bank of Zambia. And the Bank of Zambia has got a book balance for them, the current account which they should maintain. And that current account should be up to a certain level. So if there is too much in the economy, if there is too much money in the economy, sometimes the Bank of Zambia will increase the current account so that they suck the money out of the economy to control the inflation. So these things, this is what the bank governor is responsible for. The bank governor is responsible for these things. Now, it is okay if everything is going right. I mean, for example, if a country is making a lot of money, there is no problem. If there is a lot of production in the country and money is being made, there is no problem. There is no problem. Follow me very well here. I have said that the first thing, the most important thing, what the bank governor does is to see how, how much money is in the circulation and how people are buying things. Now, if the country is making money, we are making money, what is wrong with us having money? There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. If we are making money, there is nothing wrong for us to have a lot of money. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. Because we would have produced that money, we would have made that money, and whatever goods and everything, we can be able to afford them. We can be able to afford them. Okay? The problem comes in when in a country you want to spend so much and yet you're not making money. It becomes a bit of a problem. It becomes a bit of a problem. And our country at the moment is faced with this challenge where we want to spend a lot of money. We want to spend a lot of money, but we don't have the money. Okay? We want to spend a lot of money. In Zambia, we want to spend a lot of money. And I'm not even talking about government. I'm talking about all of us. We want to spend a lot of money, but we don't have the money. So the situation that is there, if I can take it at a personal level, it's like I have a business. I have a business. And in my business, I want to buy this and that. I want to buy this. I want to buy this. I want to buy this. But my company is not making that money. Okay? My company is not making that money. And I have a bank where I deposit my money. So when I go to my bank, for example, my sales are 10,000 kwacha. That 10,000 kwacha, I take it to the bank. The bank manager will see, oh, okay, CTTK has 10,000 kwacha in their account. Okay? Follow me very well. I am a businessman and I am making money. I make money today, 10,000 kwacha, and I take it to the bank. When I take it to the bank governor will see, oh, Mr. Tayali with his CTTK, he has 10,000 kwacha. But tomorrow, I go with a check of 8,000 kwacha. I remove that 8,000 kwacha. I spend it. Okay? I spend it. I remain with 2,000 kwacha. Then, I go to the bank, to the bank and borrow money. Okay? Borrow money. I borrow maybe 6,000 kwacha. Meaning, I don't have that 2,000 kwacha anymore. Because the money that I have there, I've just borrowed it. I've just borrowed it. It's not my money. I've just borrowed it. Okay? And then also I spend it. And then I go back to the bank manager. Then the bank manager will be like, Mr. Tayari, you are spending too much money. You are spending too much money, and yet your company is not making so much money. Okay? You want to spend, but your company is not making too much money. Your account doesn't look good. So you cannot continue spending money. The bank manager will tell you that. And if I'm a good businessman, I will go back to my business and try to do this and that so that I make more money for me to spend. But if I don't do that, my company will always be limping. Will always be limping. And it will be difficult for me to even borrow from my bank. Now, since my bank cannot give me money, what do I do as Shrifa Tayari? This bank manager is telling me that, but Tayari, your company is not making money. So we can't borrow you. We can't lend you, We can't lend you money. What do? I go to my friends, Kaiza Zulu. Kaiza Zulu, ninkwata pressure. So can you lend me money? I've got a company and I borrow money from Kaiza Zulu. Okay? Kaiza Zulu looking at me to say, no, Tayari, I've got a company. Okay? I sort out whatever that problem. Then I go to, maybe I follow also Bowman. Yeah? When I use this one, I go to Bowman. Bowman, give me like a 10,000 kwacha. Bowman also gives me. Now, at that point, if the bank manager hears of my transactions here and there, he will actually even tell me to say, Mr. Tayali, it's too much what you are doing. Look, here in the bank, you don't have money. The money that you are depositing is very little. But I heard that you went to Kaiser Zulu and borrowed the money. I heard that you went to Bowman and someone borrowed money. How are you going to pay this money? How are you going to pay this money? A good bank manager will tell you that. A good bank manager will tell you that you are borrowing too much. You are consuming more than you are making. And this is dangerous for you. This is dangerous for you. Now, if you are following me, imagine this situation like I've explained to you. My company is not making so much money, and yet in my company I need to spend. I need to spend on my personal needs. I need to spend on my workers because my workers needs to be paid. Now, and this bank manager is telling me, no, Mr. Tayali, you shouldn't be borrowing. Mr. Tayali, you shouldn't be borrowing. What do you think I would do? Do you think I will continue banking with this bank, or I will change, or I will close this bank account? Most likely, if I'm that person who still wants to spend, I don't think I would want to be hearing to this bank manager. I would definitely close that bank account and maybe not even have a bank account at all. And I will continue now. Today I borrow from this one. Tomorrow I borrow from that one. When the little money that comes, I go and, there are some people who are actually surviving like that. There are some people who are actually surviving like that. A lot of us are surviving like that in this country. A lot of us are surviving like that. Whereby we borrow from Tom to pay John. Okay? Then we make a little money, you pay, just like that. It's a struggle. And this happens to a lot of us. This happens to a lot of us where you're just trying. But if you ask me, is that good business practice? No, it's not good business practice at all. It's not good business practice. But sometimes necessity leaves you with no choice but to operate like that. Sometimes necessity leaves you with this kind of operation where today you do this, today you borrow from this one, you make a 20 kwacha, you pay a bit, you go and borrow from, just like that. Where somebody, you are deep in debt. You are deep in debt. And unfortunately, you need to eat. So you can't stop borrowing, but you keep on borrowing and, trying to manage your pangako, you pay there, whatever. That is the kind of life that this country is going through. That is the kind of life that this country or this government is going through. The bank manager in this instance is Denny Kalyalya. Denny Kalyalya is looking at our country because at the moment our country, what is happening is that, look, there are so many things that we need to do. We embarked on this unprecedented infrastructure development. And we have to pay here. So we have got so much debt. And yet the money that is coming in is not so much. It's not so much. It's not enough to pay our debts. And unfortunately, we still want to spend. But the money that is coming in, if you look at our exports, where we make money, we are not doing very well because even the copper is not doing as much. The production of copper at the moment is not that high. And yet, our expenditure has gone up. So, what I'm basically saying, what has happened in this country is that we are spending more than we are making. Our expenditure is higher than what we are making. And we see it in our budget. We see it in the deficit. Okay? So this is the problem that we have. Now, even before, Denny Kalyalya, when he went to the NBC, he said, even before COVID came, we were having problems. This is the situation that we were going through. We were having serious challenges. Now, COVID came. And when COVID came, it's even worse. Production has plummeted, which is very serious on the part of the economy. But the needs for this country are still there. The needs for this country are still there. And unfortunately, the one who is supposed to look into those needs is President Edgar Lungu. He is the man in charge. He's the one who has to look into these needs. Many times, I'm not trying to save the head of Edgar Lungu. I'm just trying to be realistic. And maybe I can take it at a household level. Imagine at a household level, now you have so much debt. Okay, you have so much debt. And you know your bank manager is telling you to say, no, you can't borrow. You can't borrow anymore. You don't have money. But meanwhile, there is no food at home. Meanwhile, some children have to go to school. What do? Let's bring it at that level. What do? You have a bank manager who is telling you, no, you cannot continue borrowing. You have borrowed a lot of money. But meanwhile, you as the father, when you go home, you find that your children are hungry. You hear that one of your children has been turned away from school. What do you do? This is the reality of this country. The same way we have problems at household level. Yes, all these debts, we have entered into them. We are already in there. So it's useless to be talking about, no, why did you borrow? It's useless. At the moment, we are in debt. And like President Edgar Lungu said, 90% of our income goes into servicing the debts. 90%. So, twapanga nganika 1 pin. A 900 kwacha goes into servicing debts. But our needs are more than 100 kwacha idea shalapo. The remaining 100 kwacha cannot sustain us. So, this is the problem that we have. This is the problem that President Edgar Lungu has found himself. And on top of that, Edgar Lungu is facing an election next year. So, like I said, at household level, abana balina ensala, abana tabele ku skulu, abakashi tabele ku saku, to do a hair, tabakwete sopo, tabakwete amafuta. Our children are hungry. They can't go to school. Our wives don't have soap, cannot look good. And you are the father. And the bank governor is telling you, don't borrow. What do you do with him? Of course, you kick him out. And you go and borrow. This is the situation. This is what usually happens even in our day-to-day lives. And this is why at the moment, the PF are basically, or the government are basically borrowing from whoever they can to sustain their lives, to sustain the country. Otherwise, it is very, very difficult. And President Edgar Lungu, on top of that, like I've said, is facing an election. A lot of people in Zambia, if you are not paid, wherever you are, you could be in business. Let's just imagine today. A lot of people are complaining, you have removed Kalyalya and so on and so forth. Imagine, today you haven't been paid. Some of you who have been working, I saw some of you were even talking about health workers, they have not been paid. I know, for me, health workers, it's not so, I think they have been getting paid. I know 2 months, but I think government has been trying. But I cry very much for the suppliers. But you want to be paid. So now, government doesn't have money. How are they going to pay you? What do you prefer they do? Do you prefer they don't borrow from China and whoever is willing to help them? Do you prefer they don't do that, or they do that so that they can pay you? What do you prefer? Certainly, no doubt, all of us want to be paid. Even me, I work with government. I want to be paid. And certainly, if Edgar Lungu tells me to say, tapali mpia mwana, the only money I have is to borrow, what do you do? What do you do? Let's take it in Panganda at household level. Tapali mpia panganda. Tapali mpia panganda. Yes, mulimu Kongole. Nombana mumfuensala. And then, your father says, I want to go and borrow from Kaiza Zulu. Are you going to stop him, or you are going to say, go and borrow so that we eat? Definitely, unless in Salata Equiket, unless you're not hungry. But if you are hungry, you will say, go and borrow. Go and borrow. And you go and borrow. That day, Mwalaria. Mailofika is over. Zambia, that is the kind of life that we are leading today. Kuluisha luisha febaluisha bashinguluka bakwata koka something bavika moshani mailo fika is over. That is the life that we are living today. And that is definitely not good when you talk about a bank governor. A bank governor doesn't want that. A bank governor wants to see clarity, wants to see plan. He wants to see a good cash flow. That's what he wants to see. He wants to see cash projections. In Zambia today, we can't have that. We can't have those. We don't have the luxury of the cash projections. We don't have. Even the budget that we are making, you know, it only works up to a certain extent. But most of the times, we just divert. The money that you had put here, we will replace it tomorrow. You use that money, and so on and so forth. That's basically the life that we are living at a national level. At a national level. And this is not easy. This is not easy. This is where we are. This is where President Edgar Lungu is. And most importantly, you have to know that Edgar Lungu is a politician. And Edgar Lungu is facing an election. Do you think Edgar Lungu is going to allow Zambians to go hungry for him to have a good relationship with this bank manager? Mind you, I'm not saying that the bank manager is wrong. No, the bank manager is advising you according to his profession. But now, the situation in which you are yourself makes it difficult for you to follow the good advice of this bank governor. Therefore, you get rid of him and find somebody who can understand you. This is the situation in terms of Kalyalya na Christopher Mvunga. You cannot, how are you going to relate with this bank governor who is telling you, no, look at your inflows, look at your outflows, and you can't. At this point, our country is not anywhere at that level of luxury, at that level of planning, nothing. We have gone low. Apani survival ilipo. That's what it is. Apani survival ilipo. Our country is just trying to survive. And Edgar Lungu is just trying to survive. He's trying to survive. How is he trying to survive? He's trying to survive the economy of the country, but most importantly, his election. If Edgar Lungu listens to this good bank governor or bank manager, it will be difficult for him to feed the children, to feed us, the Zambian. It will be difficult for him to feed Chirufyatayadi. So, what does he do? I can't do with Kalyalya. Kalyalya is talking English. He's talking economy. Can I find somebody who is twalanda kuwonse twala mfwana mwana ifintina vishupa twala chitashana aba president anamwishwa kuliko tumpie ututu ishiro moku I think 10 to 2 mfyefye akaka covid bond akana mwishwa na gesa ka covid bond utunda la mo 10 to chite so you know he wants somebody that can do whatever they can to survive the situation. That is the situation now. President Edgar Lungu wants somebody that can do whatever they can. And that guy goes round and do whatever they can to survive today. To survive today. That is the situation. We want to survive today. There is a problem in the country economically. People don't have money. And President Edgar Lungu wants to give money to people. He wants to give money to people. He wants to give money to people. That's why you have seen all these empowerments. And of course, I don't know where you stand. I don't know where you stand, but from my point of view, I want money. I want money. From my point of view, I want money. So President Edgar Lungu, if he can do whatever he can do, I'm going to go to money. It's okay. But of course, you come to say, but what about tomorrow? Unfortunately, we are at a point of survival today. Tomorrow, fika is over. A situation to report. Tomorrow, fika is over. So, and if you look at it from a political point of view, you are the people who are talking about the economics. Bamdala wa HH is talking about economics, blah, 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 blah. Bananyuko economics, blah, blah, blah. Do you think the people in the rural areas know about economics? Do you think they know about economics? Do you think for them, ngawaiwati Christopher Mvunga since Ingiramu, ngashashupa sana mafata Christopher now unafia shupe fintu hapa. But prefer 1 million. What do we do? Tend to print take off. Okay, ngafi inflation wala solver. Ba print 1 million. But wala kuma rural area. They take it to the rural area. Do you think the people in the rural area, they will be looking to say, no, this is printed money. It is spoiling the economy. Do you think they will say that? No. Even myself, too, where I am, if Christopher Mvunga looks at the situation and say, you know what? There's nothing that we can do. Let's just print some money. Meanwhile, that money which you owe us, come and get it. You think I'll be asking to say, where have you gotten the money? You think I'll be asking? No. I'll simply go and get that money. And you think I'm going to insult Edgar Lungu? I'll say thank you. Thank you. That's what I'll say. And the people in the villages, even when you are busy wasting time here, Edgar Lungu is doing politics and he's hammering. He's hammering. HH. This is where Edgar Lungu beats you. This is where Edgar Lungu beats you. When I say HH, in terms of politics, nyapa, because he misses the point. HH is busy articulating economic principles. But those economic principles, they don't work in politics. We have got elections next year. If Edgar Lungu is going to listen to the economic policies of Kalyalya today, if Edgar Lungu is going to listen to the economic policies of Kalyalya, I can guarantee you 2021 you will fall. 2021 you will fall. Because people will go hungry. It will be disaster around here. So you will say yes, no, but if they print the money, inflation will go up. So what if people are eating? So what to President Edgar Lungu if it can guarantee him a re-election in 2021? HH, when I'm telling you that but you don't reach there, and I'm not insulting HH, I'm just trying to help you reason. Help you reason. Edgar Lungu was gone. He will be launching another empowerment. There are empowerments all over empowerments. You think those people who are being empowered, you think they will care about the economics of Kalyalya? You think they will care about the economics of HH? They won't care. They won't care. They won't care. And this is where Edgar Lungu beats some of us. We are busy talking about Kalyalya. Kalyalya, Kalyalya is what? He's professional. Kalyalya. Mvunga is not whatever. According to President Edgar Lungu, Mvunga today, he will respond to the needs of President Edgar Lungu. That's it. That's it. I know, yes, if we start talking about economics, this is not good. It's not good for a country. It's not good for a country. But who are you telling that? Who are you telling that? Are you telling the citizens, the locals around? Are you going to tell the voters around to say, no, we can't borrow, we can't do this, we can't do this. You think they will hear you? They will not hear you. At the moment, what people want is money, is to survive. That's all they want. That's all they want. That's all they want. And Edgar Lungu is doing just that. He's doing just that. Whilst the rest of us, and I say by HH because he's the biggest opposition. The rest of us by HH is busy talking. At this point in time, people want practicality. They want something tangible. They want something tangible. Without something tangible, you can talk all you want. You can talk all you want. They will not come to you, especially politically. This is a situation of hopelessness. And the promissory notes of saying, no, when I come in, I'll fix it. It will not work. It will not work. Body will come and fix it. It won't work. It won't work. Fix it now. Fix it now. You know, for me, you do laugh at me. Like, no, politically, no, you don't know whatever. My friends, if I had the money, you wouldn't touch me. You wouldn't touch me. If I had the money that HH has, you wouldn't touch me. Because I would have been the first one to respond to the needs of the people with my money. With my money. At this point in time, people are hungry. People want real food. And you cannot be telling them, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Fix it now. Fix it now. Edgar Lungu is fixing it now. You are making promises, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Edgar Lungu is fixing it right now. As we are talking, Edgar Lungu is fixing wherever he is. He's moving. He's not even scared of COVID. But even the vice president, you can imagine. Vainonge. Yawe kata COVID. Very close to Edgar Lungu. Have you seen Edgar Lungu withdrawing? No. Because he knows what is at stake. He knows what is at stake. He has to win 2021. He has to fix the realities of people now, not in 2021. Mwaluzakale pamene hapo ba HH. Mwaluzakale pamene hapo. Because imamukamba za kusogolo, Muzanu is fixing it now. You see? Ba Alexi Musukwa at Bootlicker. My friend, would I care about your writing? You can write as many as you want. Bootlicker, what? I want to eat. I want to eat. I will not eat your whatever you post. I will not eat that. And I'm simplifying it to myself. But that is a reality in the compounds. That is a reality in the rural areas. That is a reality. That is a reality. I'm pointing at myself, but that is a reality out there. And if you are a politician, worth your salt, this is not the time to start talking about economics. Because economics will not feed the people. Economics will not feed the people. Economics will not give votes, will not give you votes. So by HH, you can bring your degree. If you want, you can bring 100 of your degrees and put them on the table of how competent you are in economics. As long as you do not respond to the needs of the people, uliwafie. That is the point. So, Apa Edgar Lungu, you can complain as much as you want. Pari Kalyalya. Kalyalya was not saving his interest because Kalyalya is a professional, and I give him respect so much. I give him so much respect. But unfortunately, Edgar Lungu has a country, has the needs of the people to sort out. And apart from the needs of the people to sort out, he has an election next year. If he was going to listen to Kalyalya, if he was going to keep Kalyalya, he was not going to give out that empowerment fund. Because that empowerment fund which we are giving, when you talk to Kalyalya, Edgar Lungu says, no, I'm launching a 170 youth empowerment fund. When you go to Kalyalya will be like, E170 president, where are you taking it? How will this money come back? There is no money. Kalyalya will start speaking economics. And that empowerment won't come. That empowerment will be closed. You see? And if that empowerment doesn't go, how are you going to impress the youth? How are you going to impress them? How are you going to impress them? A lot of you, when I talked about this empowerment, you have been flocking my office, wanting this empowerment. That's what you want. You want this empowerment. Even by UPND, you want this empowerment. You want this empowerment. If you don't get it, you will stay hungry. You will be wallowing in poverty. So Edgar Lungu is responding to this, and he doesn't want a bank governor who will be telling him about economics. Him, he wants to sort out the people. Him, he wants to sort out the people. The international community, they can say whatever they want. IMF can say whatever they want. But IMF is not contesting an election in this country. Edgar Lungu is contesting this country. So Edgar Lungu has to choose to follow IMF or to contest or to do what he can. Meaning to have people like Christopher Mvunga so that they can sort out issues. People are saying, no, Kalyalya refused to print money. I don't really think that it has reached that stage yet. But if it will come to that stage, I don't think President Edgar Lungu will hold back, because what is at stake is big. What is at stake is his presidency. And ningamwaingirira mofya imwe. Mwingirire mofya. Echo Edgar Lungu alasalapo chinshi. Akonka nyepo bukateka o akonke alama economics yenu. What do you think Edgar Lungu will follow? What do you think Edgar Lungu will follow? Okay, ngachari ni mwevo. If it were you in Edgar Lungu's position, what would you do? What would you do? YHH is giving all these kind of things, but the issue is, the challenge that I put to YHH is that people want money today. People want to eat today. How are you going to help them? How are you going to help them? HH can win next year's election if he can have a solution today, a solution that can fix the challenges of this country. He can win an election. But promissory notes, nada. 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 What about me? I don't have money in the insurance at the moment. I don't have money now. That's why I cannot even be wasting my time doing some of these things that you want me to do. I cannot be wasting my time insulting Edgar Lungu. It's useless. You insult Edgar Lungu today, you just end up kujere. You just end up kujere. You will not remove Edgar Lungu from State House by insulting him. You will not remove Edgar Lungu by saying all sorts of things, all the economics, teaching him all the economics that are there. You will not take out Edgar Lungu in State House. The only way you can take out Edgar Lungu is to beat him by providing a solution to people right now in their poverty, in their need. That is the only way you can win. At the moment, economics, no inflation, no exchange rate, what, those things, they are not known. Mind you, me, I know, the people, you people who are watching me here, you are very few. You are very few. Me, I'm always on social media. Yes, I'm always on social media. But if you think I count on your votes for my success, not at all. Not at all. I'm going to contest in 2021. If I'm going to get 100,000 votes, I'll say thank you, God. Because you are very few, those of you who are on social media. The votes are in the rural areas. The votes are in the compounds. In the compounds, value issue inflation. In the compounds, value issue exchange rate. In the compound, value issue exchange rate. In the compounds, do they know Kalyalya? Do they know the difference between an accountant and an economist? They don't know. What they care for is survival. And Edgar Lungu is giving that survival empowerment. Chagwa fund. Apo pene fiapo. Mwishwe vyat. Mwalala. Today, Alikulwa. Yesterday, where was he? Sinazongwe. Himwe. And Edgar Lungu alipwalala, Edgar Lungu takwa tamano. Watch out. I'm telling you people. No, Edgar Lungu, he's what? He's visionless. Edgar Lungu. The guy knows what he's doing. The guy knows what he's doing. I mean, it's not that I'm saying it's right. Yes, if you want to talk about the nice, smart economics, yes. But here we are doing politics. And Edgar Lungu is a politician. By church, you are a politician, not an economist. If you want to win that state house, forget about your economics. Start talking politics. You can talk your economics. Tapali wako ika mitwala wa mdala. Tapali. Anyway, kanune pona ka drinki. Neshishi nesha kwa chagua. So, if you're bad, I just wanted to open your mind. I just wanted to open your minds and look at things as they are, realistically. And in conclusion, I'm basically saying, Denny Kalyalya is a very good governor. But at the moment, the situation in which we are, we don't need the exquisite economics. We need Bamba Zonke kind of economics. But Denny Kalyalya is a smart economist. Okay? He's a smart economist. But at the moment, we can't afford a smart economist. We need a Bamba Zonke kind of economist. And the Bamba Zonke kind of economist is Christopher Mvunga. Christopher Mvunga, he has not been sent to central bank to go and do the economics. He has been sent to do what we can at the moment to survive the situation. Milo, fika is over. Tomorrow, things will sort themselves out. So forget about, I'm not even going to start discussing his qualification. No. It's not about qualification. It's about who can do some kind of this, that, so that we sort out the situation. Kalyalya, I'm sure if things they are settled and so on and so forth, and the Edgar Lungu is there, I'm sure he can even appoint him. But for now, it's not the outfit we need. It's not the outfit we need. It's like a situation you're going to work in the debt. It's like you're going to work in debt. You don't need a suit. Kalyalya, it's a suit. At the moment, we need an overall. We need to sort out the thing. We need to sort out. We need our overalls. And that is Christopher Mvunga. That is Christopher Mvunga. It's okay. As long as we can sort out this situation which we are in, people to survive, we can give to my empowerment. People can at least have food. People can survive here and there. Okay, inflation that is okay. We will look into it later. Elections are coming. We must secure victory. We must secure victory. And I'm contesting 2021, but I know Edgar Lungu is going to win. I know Edgar Lungu is going to win. HH just doesn't have it. Because even with these things, he can't see. He can't put up a proper rebuttal. He can't. HH is doing very well on social media, on the people that understand, Okay, these things. But people who don't understand these things is far away. And the majority are the ones who are in the rural areas. The majority are the ones who are in the compounds where they don't bother about social media. Social media is a luxury. It's a luxury. Go ahead, give him mama likes as much as you want HH when he comes. Come, full up social media when HH is talking. It's okay. But when it comes to vote, they will be looking at who has empowered me, who has helped me. That is what they will be looking at. So, Elia Shiriripo, Bank of Zambia, I think I've made I hope I have helped you to understand the situation as it is. I've said it truthfully as I can. It's not that it is good, but we have to look at the politics. And President Edgar Lungu at the moment has two preoccupations. The number one preoccupation is that he gives something to the people. That is number one preoccupation. Number two, he knows that he's going into an election. So this man, I don't think he cares much. As long as he fulfills the law, in terms of the law, Christopher Mvunga is qualified in terms of the law. Because it does not say, I just have to be an economist. It just says, or any other relevant. So, Christopher Mvunga qualifies. And President Edgar Lungu, as long as he doesn't break the law, he will do whatever he can because he has to win an election. If you want to win an election, you have to find a better way of countering. But talking on social media, criticizing his empowerment programs is not a solution. It's not a solution. Why can't you just see HH empowerment? HH empowerment all over. Want to solve oh, empowerment mdala ifwa iko. Rondi ifwa politics ole sabaira. Nangunichelo mwa chane for kulyamu ngata musungire wino. Mukamsanga muri ba PF na